Are you a computer man?
I use them.
Yeah, I have, a Compaq 2, the 286. It's called the Compaq 286, 20 megabyte hard drive. And I use word processing, database, and spreadsheet, which is tremendous help. I mean, my God, it's the dreariness of keeping track of things. What do you use?
Well, I just do
Cameras today. I mean, you really can't buy a camera that isn't good. It's just really, do you like these features or those features?
Were there any, some of the, you have a reputation for using some new technology. I don't know much about the mechanics of making film. Was there some technology that was used?
No, really not.
What about the editing?
Oh, that was possible. I edited the thing on the Montage video editing computer, which is a very clever device where you load the material of the scene into 17 different tape transports. You have the same material on 17 machines. And the computer, essentially, you set it a kind of a control thing. I won't try to describe all the controls, but it's reasonably. It takes about a week to become comfortable using it, but then it's miraculous. What you do is it looks like you're editing film. I mean, you feel like you are, but all you're really doing is you're giving time code instructions to these machines. Go to this time code, turn yourself on, and when you get to this time code, turn yourself off, by which time the next machine has run down to the next cut, and so forth. So you can actually look at what looks like a reel of film with every cut in it, but you haven't recorded anything.
You haven't done the cuts.
Well, you haven't touched the film, but I mean, you haven't actually recorded the tape either. You're just looking at, I'll tell you what the advantage of not recording the tape is. You're just looking at the machines running to the exact point and turning themselves on at the frame. And all the machines are sort of optimized and being sent to the part of the tape where they'll get to quickest. The thing is that if you record the tape and then you try to change it, you don't have room. It's recorded. This way, you look at a cut and say, oh, I think I'll make that 4 frames longer. You just go to the whole thing. Next time you see it, it's 4 frames longer. Because all that's happening is the time code has changed. Instead of the machines doing what they did before, they're doing it, X number of time code frames different. So
where do you see the film?
You sit in front. You have a TV screen. It's on TV, and then you have 8 little screens beneath you where you can sort of scroll by the first and last frames of every thing that is in the scene. And all I can tell you is that compared to editing film, it's really like word processing. I would say compared to hacking words out of stone. The thing is that if you record the tape and then you try to change it, you don't have room. It's recorded. This way, you look at a cut and say, oh, I think I'll make that 4 frames longer. You just go to the whole thing. Next time you see it, it's 4 frames longer. Because all that's happening is the time code has changed. Instead of the machines doing what they did before, they're doing it, X number of time code frames different. So
where do you see the film?
You sit in front. You have a TV screen. It's on TV. And then you have 8 little screens beneath you where you can sort of scroll by the first and last frames of every thing that is in the scene. And all I can tell you is that compared to editing film, it's really like word processing, I would say, compared to hacking words out of stone. I mean, it's more than word processing compared to handwriting. It's so much easier. Handling film is very clumsy and slow. I mean, the equivalent thing is you've got a row of boxes on the shelf with takes in them. You've got to take the take, or even if they're not in box, you've got to take the film, thread it up onto a Steenbeck, run it down to the place you want to look at. Now, if you want to compare another thing and it's not on that roll, you've got to rewind the film, put the roll somewhere else, get another roll, and look at it. this thing allows you to, for example, if you have, I don't know, say 10 takes from different angles, and you want to compare the readings, you can literally isolate each bit so that if the guy says, hello, come in and sit down, you can see hello, come in and sit down 10 times in a row without any weight, and judge which one you like best. And then if the next bit that you put on, which you thought was the right bit, doesn't go with it, you go immediately back to those other 10, pick another one, and it's just like, it is like word processing, but it's much faster than the comparison of, say, word processing to handwriting.
It must be wonderful for you. You've often said that editing may be the most important part.
It is. Well, it's certainly one of the most. I mean, it's equal to writing. I mean, there are three equal things, I would say. The writing, the actual slogging it out of the filming, and the editing. So it is equal, and it just allows you so much more concentration and, not wasting time.
You said that, or maybe you were quoting Goff, that in film, editing is really the only original and unique art.
That's right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, everything else comes from some other. I mean, writing comes, is writing, and acting comes from the theater, or photography comes from photography. I mean, everything else. There's only one thing which is unique to film, and that is editing. And there's only one sort of aesthetic that is completely unique to film, and that is the way you see something edited, where you can see, something from different points of view, almost simultaneously, creating a new experience. As Pudovkin